When you see the horrible results of a crash like this on the highway, there are no words to express your feelings as you wonder, did anyone survive, and thoughts about the pain and heartache of the survivors and loved ones. And it puts a tragic face on a statistic that says over 2,000 Canadians die in car crashes every year. It's the same here at Stark Auto Sales in Toronto. As you know, Stephen Stark has been a longtime partner of Motoring TV, and every day he sees the results of crashes, and again, you stare in disbelief and try and understand how a few seconds can change or end someone's life. Well, thankfully, the majority of collisions on our roads are what we like to call fender benders. No injuries, but your day is, well, pretty well shot with all the paperwork. But you know, for years, fender benders were not usually a very expensive fix. Not anymore.
Well, I've been around this business for over 40 years, and it has changed. I mean, the actual impacts haven't changed that much, but the parts and the cost of replacement parts and all the technology that are in the modern cars have changed tremendously, and that's what makes it really expensive to repair, if they can repair it at all. In the past, on the older cars, if you needed a fender, headlight, bumper, grille, you know, it could be a few $1,000, $3,000-$4,000 at the most. Now, if you get any kind of front-end collision that involves all the accident prevention technology, the cameras, the speed controls, and all those sensors, computers, and modules that control all that, that could be upwards of $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, and in many cases, it just makes the car a total loss. Right off, that hasn't changed that much. I mean, when they hit a certain percentage of value, they determine to make the car a total loss. So that percentages probably are fairly close, but different insurance companies have different percentage levels. But I'd say on average, 70, 75%, maybe up to 80% of the value of the car. If the damage hits that point, then they're going to total the car. Today, it's much easier to make a car a total loss, especially on front-end collisions, due to the fact of the expense of all the parts and also the availability of the parts. Many times you got to wait 5, 6, 7 months to get a lot of these parts, and no one's going to wait that long to have their car repaired. You've got up there by the rear view mirror on the exterior, the sensor camera. You've got on the side, you've got the side of the car, the front of the car, the back of the car, through the sunroof. It's got everything. And all the sensors in the front, a lot of them are hidden. You can't really see them in cameras. And this is what I'm saying is if the car gets hit in the front, all that stuff gets damaged. And it costs a fortune to repair. It's just prohibitive at times. Well, pre-COVID, when there was normal traffic out there, you know, we could get, just on our location here in Toronto, 70, 75, 80 cars a day. So, I mean, accidents are happening left, right, and center. I'd say 75% of collisions involve front ends, one way or the other. You know, someone falling too close, they run into someone, and it's usually front end collisions. This is a fender bender, but it's a Porsche, and you know, those are very expensive cars to begin with, and replacement parts are very expensive. These don't have all the technology and safety controls like the previous car I showed you in the Range Rover. This is a sports car, but there's enough damage here to make it a total loss. And it does run and drive. It's still, you can drive it for a few feet here and there, but again, you're into front end parts, and that's a lot of money to repair.
And that'll go?
This will be in the auction as well. Probably the higher end cars have more of that stuff, but all the cars are starting to get it because it's becoming safety procedures and so forth to have all that accident prevention stuff in the car. Here's another Range Rover, a few years older than that one, not by much though, and you can see a front end collision. It's really not severe. It could be classified as a fender bender or maybe just a little bit more than a fender bender. But here you see all the parts have been stripped off in order to do a proper estimate to see exactly how much damage is involved. But this is what makes this a total loss.
And what happens to it now?
This will now go into our auction and will be up for sale to the highest bidder.
Even the hood is fine.
That's true. Well, that's part of the accident. So that's why I'm kind of saying it's like a fender bender, because this is where all the damage is, but you can see the hood is not even damaged. It took a low hit, and that's where all the expensive technology stuff are. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. I mean, a lot of recovered thefts, a lot of minor collisions, side impacts, rear impacts, and it's much cheaper to buy a car from us than it would be if you went anywhere else.
Lots of technology, but it hasn't affected your business. You're still getting them coming in.
Oh, they're coming in. That'll never change.
Now, if you're a regular viewer of Motoring TV, you know that the Stark Auto Sales moniker is the better way to buy a car. And believe me, they've got some great deals down here, especially with the theft recovery. Now, you can bid online on Mondays, or come on down, meet Stephen and his sons, and get a good deal. In fact, tell them we sent you. Yeah, that should work. That's it for now. We'll see you next time out as we continue to bring you more stories about cars and the people who drive them. So here's the question. Where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers, but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.